Welcome back to the channel. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy and I'm an ophthalmologist based in Kuching and a mother of 3. For this week's video, I'll be sharing my master framework. What I will do, plan or prepare at each and every year of the master program. It's time you get serious about what you want to do and what you want to be. Stop procrastinating and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell button because I have more of this master related, doctor related content coming up soon and you do not want to miss it. But before that, let us take a moment to appreciate this.步高升, which means prosperity, and you want to be like this bamboo, climb up to your final end destination, which is the Ophthalmologist of Malaysia. So most of you may have already known that I'm an alumni of University of Malaysia and I will base my master framework for the Master of Ophthalmology based on what I have underwent. And this video is quite informational pack. So there will be a lot of information that I'm gonna throw right at your face. And if you really do feel overwhelmed, I would suggest if you're the first year master student, then you watch only the first year part that I'm explaining. And when you pass and proceed to your second year, then you watch the second year and so on and so forth, so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. But if you are those like advanced one who can really handle stress and you want to listen to the whole scope of what you're getting into for the 4-year master program of ophthalmology, you're more than welcome to watch till the end, where I'll be sharing what I will plan, do and prepare for all 4 years of the master program. And this is just my master framework. As the name sounds, it's just a framework, a guide to help you so that now you know what to expect and what to do when the time comes. In this video, there are 3 main examinations that you have to take before you can be an ophthalmologist. I have talked in very detail in this video of mine. Click on it if you're interested to know more. Basically, part 1 exam at the end of first year, part 2 examination at the 3rd year of your examination, and part 3 at your 4th year of your master program. So basically, second year is the honeymoon period. So congratulations on getting into the Master of Ophthalmology. For the first year, these are the things that I would suggest you to be doing. Number 1, buy all the physical books that you think you need. Get the recommendation from your seniors, from someone else, from me. What are the books to buy may be beyond the scope of this video that you should have on your hand. Which books that you definitely die also have to read page to page, cover to cover. If you're serious about Master of Ophthalmology, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Check in next time for my future video. Next, I will advise you to correct board your seniors for their handwritten notes or any past year questions and answers that they have prepared, so that you can photostat them, keep them ready for the end of the first year so that you can practice on these questions. Just photostat it and keep it in your cupboard. Be the damn gang, someone who really need that. Then I will suggest you to get your library username and your library password from your university librarian so that you can go and explore all the virtual libraries and all the e-books, and you can possibly get your hands on all the original books, the full copy of those from your university's library, and those are tip-top. They usually have the best books there. For first year, I will advise you to download all the AAO's BCSC, retina and vitreous, glaucoma, cornea, so on and so forth. You get the original version from your university library. Download them, keep them, and for the first year, you really just need to read the front part of the anatomy, some of the physiology, and some very simple clinical introductory part to your basic anatomy. So for the first year, you're supposed to dedicate your whole time and life to really learning and memorizing anatomy, physiology, and all the basic stuff about the eye. While at the same time, you need to learn to navigate yourself in the new work environment with your colleague, with your new staff, new members, new house, I would suppose, for most of us, and trying to survive the wilderness. Yeah? So in your mind, you need to think that wake up, go to work, come back, study, make notes, and repeat. That's about it. I would really advise you to make your own notes or even like practice writing, because for me personally, I think that it will help you remember better, memorize better, and because it's a physical muscle memory, you know. For me, I'm still old school like that, but if you like digital notes, it's also up to you. As long as you dedicate some time every single day to reading, learning, and studying for your part 1 examination at the end of your first year. And most of us have not even heard or read about optics in our whole entire adult medical life. So I would really advise you to start on early on optics, because it's really confusing. I've read the book 3 times and I still shy to say, but don't really understand. And in your first year, if you do come across an interesting case in your clinics, do show them to your professors. And the moment your professor says, this is a very interesting case for immediately go and make sure you have your anterior segment photo. If you can practice with your phone and learn how to take a good anterior segment photo with your iPhone, Learn that, do that, practice that. It will get better by the year, I promise. And remember to always take a fundus photo. And if you think the patient needs an OCT macula, OCT RNFL, do everything, because you need all these picture, proof, evidence to go along with your write-up. You cannot write a case up without evidence of something. Cannot just say, oh, this patient come with blah, 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 but no picture. Who want to trust you? Who want to believe you? You can just fabricate only. Learning how to take good 9-gaze picture, the lighting, the editing, a part of it, I still find it very difficult and challenging. So learn to do that in your first year. And collect as many cases, as many interesting cases as you can. Because you need to publish that, baby. You'll be awarded 5 merit points for each published case reports. So you probably need only 2 case write-ups, right? But you still need to collect as many cases as you can, because you do not know which one will get published and which one won't. Some you think like, these are the ones that get published easier, faster. I don't know. Very like high-fi about it. I do not know. So until you know which one is interesting, which one is publishable, keep all the cases. Take all their pictures, keep it in your phone, try to organize them, sort them out. And because apart from that, you also need to submit all these for poster presentation as well. And if you are Rajin enough, you can submit them for free paper presentation in order for you to be qualified to sit for your part 2 examination in 3rd year. Yep, master is not easy. At the same time, you need to frequently go and approach your supervisor, professor, or your consultant to discuss about thesis ideas if you don't already have some in your pretty little head, because end of first year, preferably you have a thesis idea going on already. Apply for NMRR and for ethical approval if you are super advanced. But of course, most of us got it in our 2nd year, but you can prepare for that now in your 1st year, especially if you are in-campus student. Also, if you do not already have your GCP, which is a good clinical practice certificate, in your 1st year, really go for the course, read it out and pass the exam, because you need that certification in order for you to apply to start your thesis project. And at the same time, all your clinical works, you will be assigned to do a lot of lasers, a lot of intravitreal injection. Just embrace them. Be sure, remember to write down your patient details into your logbook, because you need to keep a log. Do a lot of clerking, admissions work, taking blood, all sorts of things. Get ready for that. You are in your 1st year. You are back to work like a houseman, like it or not. And there is a nice template that I will share it down in the description box below. You can click that open, and if you want, use that template. And these are the template that I personally use and most of my seniors use to send in for our master program, for our gazettement. And I use the same template to apply for my NSR too. Logbook is part and parcel of medical life, so don't complain about it, just do it. After you have passed your first year part 1 examination, congratulations, 2nd year is the honeymoon year. What to do in this 2nd year? Listen on. Why do we call it a honeymoon year? Because there will be no examination for this year, but it doesn't mean that you should be slacking. So for me, I would think that this is a very good time to kickstart your thesis project, especially if yours includes like collecting a lot of data, a lot of patient data, recruitment of patient, consenting, blah blah blah. And by now you haven't got your ethical approval or your NMRR approval. This will be a good year to start on your thesis early. Try not to procrastinate, and at the same time you need to continue compiling all the case reports. Keep track of all the case reports progress. Do your research, write them out, and pray for the best. In fact, actually start submitting them all to journals after your supervisors and your consultants have gone through and corrected, edited them. Because if you don't know, one case report may take potentially up to 3 to 6 months from the day you start typing lah. Nobody writes case report. Typing them up, correcting them, and revising them, and submitting to the journal for publication. It really takes, I think 6 months is just average. And then is if the journal, the first journal that you send into accepts your publication. And what if they don't? Then you have to resend them to other journals to try your luck there. Usually it takes more than that. Get started. You want to get started on that. It is definitely not easy to get your work published. I do have a handful, and recently I got my thesis published into an ISI index journal. God is a girl, whatever you want. God is a girl. Anyways, digressing. Submit your cases to national or international or conferences for presentation. Again, remember, you need to collect your merits points in order for you to sit for your part 2 examination in your 3rd year later. Do your poster presentation and your oral presentation now in this year, where you have the time when you don't have to study and prepare for your examination. Whether you like it or not, don't be shy, send it up for the presentation. Just do it only. So in your honeymoon 2nd year, it is also the great time for you to venture into OT more, operating theatre more, because you need to get started on your cataract surgery, your phaco emulsification already. For those of you who have had some experience while you were were floating in some government hospital, especially my medical officer who were under me in Sarawak General Hospital, I know that I've given them quite a lot of chances to be hands-on with some of the parts of the cataract surgery, and this is a great year for you to continue on that learning process. So even more so for you to open up your mouth to ask your senior and your supervisor to allow you to do more steps in the cataract surgery. They may say no, they may say no, but you need to start asking, okay? Your aim is to be a competent, proficient ophthalmologist by the end of 4th year, and that includes your surgical skills too. So don't be shy to ask. This is something that I personally wish that I have done it in my 2nd year, that is to join more statistical and researchers methodological related courses or workshops that can help me to understand statistics better, learn how the experts write their dissertation and their thesis paper in a much more professional way. Courses like how to write a good thesis, how to write a good defense, so that it is easier for you to write your thesis paper in your 4th year when you already got all these knowledges in you, and at least you have some notes to refer to when you want to write not like us so blur last minute. Some of you may have plans to get married, get pregnant, and I would say that this is a great time because first of all, you don't have examination. I've seen a lot of colleagues who wait until master finish first. I don't want to get married now because I want to wait until master. I don't want to get pregnant now. I don't want to start my family because I want to wait until master. What are you thinking? Don't stop living your life because of master. Master is just part of your life. Master is not everything. It is just a part of your life. Your life will go on with or without master. Okay? Don't underestimate your own capability. Just do it. You don't have to wait until master finishes. It's genuinely what I would advise all of you to remember this. And so, while you're busy doing your clinical and non-clinical, your thesis and your writing up, suddenly you realize, hey, master already 3rd year. So in your 3rd year, again, you will now be termed as the exam goers by most of the...
by the registrar, by the professors and the lecturers and the examiners.
Exam goers. So this year, be very prepared to be very busy. So you need to learn to focus and prioritize your time. For all of you who are listening to this video, you are one step ahead. So you will be busy with your clinical works, you'll be busy with your preparing for examination, alongside with your thesis, your write-up and your presentation of all your cases and your audits. Breathe. If you feel overwhelmed now, maybe you should stop and revisit this video 2 years from now. But at least if you have been watching my video, at least now this year, you will be very thankful because you have, first of all, get started on your case report. Second of all, you have get started on your thesis already. And third of all, you will be thankful that you have maybe 1 or 2 presentations already done. So you have less things to worry for in your 3rd year, which, back to my own experience, oh my god, it was a very bad year for me. It was a very bad year because it was the 3rd year that I started everything, so this is not very wise. So on top of that, this is a genuine advice that I want to give you again. Get yourself a very good helper at home, because again, 3rd year will be very overwhelming for a lot of you, all of us actually, if you want to have a peace of mind and not be bulldozed down by mother's guilt while you are building your career. So if you don't have a helper at home, get a helper. To me, that is very much a good investment because it will help your sanity, your spouse's sanity, and also your family's peace, I would say, peace. If you have your parents or your parents-in-law who can lend a helping hand, those are the best, because we all know that being a government's doctor, you don't really earn that much. Get free help, that is the best. But if not, also I would really urge you to get the help, domestic helper at home, or send them to a good nanny or a good daycare, a trustable daycare, so that you can be at peace at work. And family and financial stability is really important during this moment. That's what I would say. So in this 3rd year, you are already mentally prepared to be studying a lot, to be doing a lot of studying and reading. You start reading all the thick textbook lah, basically. Everything you need to telan masuk, vomit out and telan masuk again. Also in your 3rd year, you want to be seeing a lot of more challenging, more difficult cases. You do not want to see simple cataract, simple glaucoma, simple cornea cases anymore, because you want to see all the challenging cases, because these are the cases that will come out in your clinical examination. So keep that in mind. You want to see very difficult patients. Spend more time with the patient. It's okay. Learn about their disease progress, their natural progression of the disease. You will really reap what you sow later on. Because as an ophthalmology medical officer, you want to be competent at diagnosing a patient and not wanting to miss out any red flag clinical features. But that is only medical officer level. In order to be a good, proficient, capable, competent ophthalmologist, the eye specialist, you need to be able to know what to treat, how to manage a patient after you have diagnosed them, and especially those who presented atypically, particularly if they do not respond to your treatment course. What would you do in that sort of case? Because this is what's going to make you shine for the rest of them. So be rushing to join conferences. One, you can be learning from all these top experts of nationally or internationally. Second, also you need to continue to send your papers, your cases out for presentation, whether it is poster or oral presentation. So while doing all that, dedicate 1 day per week to continue doing your thesis project. And at the same time, dedicate at least 2 hours per day, every single day. Let's say from 9 to 11 o'clock, after you have performed all your parental responsibility at home, dedicate that to learning and studying and making notes. Instead of by diseases, categorize them according to presenting features. It is easier for you to come up with differential diagnosis. This is just my way. So you'll be very busy this year, so really learn to keep your focus on what you want to achieve. Learn to prioritize your time. A planner will be good at this time. All the best for your Part 2 examination. And if you have successfully passed your Part 2 examination, welcome to the final year of your master program. In this year, you mainly have 3 main focus. Number 1, you should be finishing your thesis project and start writing them out and to send them for statistical analysis. If you don't have extra money to send it to a statistician, so you have to learn to do it yourself. And since you have already attended some course and some methodological write-up workshop in your 2nd year, if you have been watching this video, so I hope that it will be easier for you in your final year. And it will be able to help to guide you for the majority part of this process. So remember that you need to send up your thesis booklet, the completed written one, 6 months before your Part 3 examination. So that is something that you need to write inside your calendar and block time to do so. So number 2, in order to be a capable ophthalmologist, you should be able by now to complete a simple routine cataract on your own with supervision. You need to be good with your surgical skills by now. Remember to still keep track with the logbook, and you'll be surprised to see that some gazetters can't even complete their own simple cataract routine by the time that they were gazetting. So this is something that you do not want to do, do not want to be. Aim to improve your clinical skill this year, tremendously this year. And finally, the 3rd one, in your final year, what you should focus on doing is to build up your profile and build up your connection. Because this is also the time that you most probably, because you're a registrar now, the most senior people in the medical officer rantai, the chain. So this will be the time that you will be assigned to take on more leadership roles, such as leading a team or organizing an event such as, I don't know, World Sight Day or Glaucoma Day. So don't be shy and step up, take up that leadership role. You'll be surprised if you were able to lead a bunch of strong-headed doctors without fighting each other. You will find yourself grown so much, tremendously, immensely, because you will learn how to talk to people so that you get things done without offending people. And also bear in mind that these batchmates of yours, these study groups of yours, these group mates of yours will one day be the leaders, the national leaders of ophthalmologists in the nation someday. So this is really a time for you to build up all these connections. So enjoy your time together now, so that I'm sure that one day you all will be sitting out drinking your tea and reminiscing all these good old days while you were in your master program next time. Master program is only for 4 years, remember that. Maybe some will take slightly longer, but that is about it. And it is only a small part of your long life. I would advise you to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. I hope you find this master framework for Master of Ophthalmology extremely helpful, as I intend it to be. Remember to subscribe for more of this master related content video. Like this video, click like, leave me a comment if you want me to share my tips on how to write a publishable case report, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!